Okay, this is what we're doing. Well, that's a bummer. So I guess plan number 2 for our breakfast plans. Because of the water issues, we are not able to eat breakfast where we wanted. That's all right. Got a lot of good places to go check out. We had to come here because Mom had to get her liquor this morning.
Funny, funny. They had a real liquor store in the center, and then you ate on each side. The Memphis video.
Yeah, this is what we're having for breakfast.
But anyway, Portland is more like this. I love it. You should dip it there.
Yeah, they're not playing around with those pancakes. Those are huge.
You like your toast.
Good pancakes. They're so good they make you vogue. How's yours?
Very good. Excellent.
Nice.
Nice and thick.
This used to be right up here on this hill. There were 2 tennis courts here and then 2 tennis courts down here years and years ago. And this is where I started playing tennis when I was like 5 years old. My parents would bring me out here. And after they would get through playing, then they'd put the racket in my hand and I'd go out and hit for a few minutes. And then all the way through adulthood, I came out here and played on a regular basis. But these are now long gone. And then in the distance, that's the Audubon Park golf course. They're completely renovating it and changing it up to just make it a more modernized course. They've never had any water hazards on this course before, but over here they're adding a lake. You can see the water a little bit down there with the pumps and everything. But yeah, they're actually adding water to the course. But yeah, this is another course I grew up playing pretty much my whole life. I think that's the most recent time I played here was around 2017. My dad and I got out here and played around. But yeah, this is definitely different. That's the clubhouse up there for the golf course. Pretty cool. And then behind us over here is Audubon Park, the actual Audubon Park. And there's walking trails and everything. And even when I was in elementary school, we used to take field trips over here. And we would have all kinds of stuff that we did in there. It was a lot of fun. Things change a lot over the years. This place looks a lot different now, but still a lot of memories, a lot of really cool memories here. And just now on the other side of Audubon Park, this is Leftwich Tennis Center. Now this has been here for a long time. This has been here since I was a kid, but they've really expanded it, as you can see, and it's got a lot of new courts. All of that structure you see up there is brand new, with the stands and the walkway across is all brand new. And this is a really professional looking tennis center. Part of the reason for the renovation is the University of Memphis tennis team, they have actually purchased this center. It's still open to the public, but it also is property of University of Memphis, and the tennis team uses it here for their facilities. and their practice or training in their tournaments and things like that. So they definitely injected a lot of new money into it. It's really, really nice. I played here a lot back in the day, and this is the only place I ever was able to play on clay courts, which was really cool. I'm impressed. It's coming along really nicely. You're doing a great job with this.
These are geometries. When they come out, it's one long solid thing of pink fossils. It's really
Just some more views of the renovations in progress here at Audubon Park Golf Course. Looks like they're really gonna change this thing up and modernize it pretty well. This thing has basically been fairly unchanged for 50 years or more, but not now. They are really doing a number. Really looking forward to seeing how that all turns out. Should be nice. It's just going to be weird. Like you said, you play a course for 50 years and then suddenly it's going to be completely different. So, but they've been working on it a while. Not sure when the target date is. First, we're doing video.
Oh, I love video. Hello.
Yeah, it's warm today, but not crazy hot yet. Still in the mid 80s. But we're here at the Pink Palace Museum. That's it behind us. And
It's closed, unfortunately.
yeah, closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. We learned that this morning. So anyway, just wanted to stop by and show Brooke. She's never seen it before. So there we go. This is the fabled Pink Palace. It's been turned into a museum a long time ago. But this was built by Clarence Saunders way back, and it was actually going to be built as a single family home, and it was never lived in because they ended up going broke before it was completed. So they never actually lived here, but he spent a long time having it built. And now we use it as a museum. Yeah, the Pink Palace was kind of a go-to thing for many decades. It's a museum, still an active museum. It was also one of the first, I think it was the first place in Memphis to actually have a planetarium. So back in the 80s, my friends used to come here to the laser light shows on the weekends. We'd have Pink Floyd and all kinds of cool laser light shows to the music. So I've been coming out here a long time. But it's neat. It's like they even have exhibit halls not only in the area that was added on over here, but in the main house itself. You can still walk through all the rooms there and see what the rooms are going to be, the living areas, the kitchen areas, the various rooms like that. It's a really beautiful building though. I'm gonna get a little closer here so you can actually see what it looks like up close. So this is one of the places where I literally grew up. I spent years out here at these baseball fields and softball fields. Now, this was an American Legion baseball field when I was high school age. And when I was like 6, 7, 8 years old, I'd come out here and basically be a bat boy for the American Legion teams. While meanwhile, my mom was playing softball over here, competitive fast pitch softball. But I cannot begin to tell you how many hours I spent out here running up and down that hill and running all around the stands and just all over this whole area. And it has been a long time since I've been out here. It's amazing it's even still here. Yeah, this is bringing back a ton of memories. Yeah, I don't exaggerate when I spent literally years of my life out here in this very park, coming out and watching Mom play softball, being bat boy for American Legion. This was something. This was the concession stand. I even used to help out in there sometimes. I was here so much that I learned all the people. I got to know all the people that worked here, and I'm busy Friday and Saturday night. Sometimes I'd even step inside and help them out. Got the press box up there where the scorekeepers would sit. The only thing missing that I can see on this field is there used to be a really big scoreboard like right here for the American Legion field. It was set up there, and I used to climb up, and it had a little, almost like a little, I don't even know what you call it, just a little ledge, sort of a balcony on the front of it. I used to go up and sit on the side and watch the games, the ones that I wasn't helping out as ball boy or bat boy for. But yeah, that's about the only thing that's missing. Other than that, it looks like exactly the same as it did 50 years ago. So yeah, that was, I've been meaning to come back here and do a video here for a long, long time. But yeah, that was cool to just come back here and look at it again. The Mid-South Coliseum. This was once the premier venue in Memphis for every kind of touring act you can imagine. It was built in the mid-60s. The Beatles played here, Elvis played here multiple times. Pretty much any big band you can name, Led Zeppelin, Kiss, the Rolling Stones. You know, the list just goes on and on and on about all the bands who played here back in the day, all through the late 60s, 70s, and 80s, before new venues started being built in the 90s, and it pulled away some of the top name acts. But they've tried to save this building for years. It's been closed since I think around 2005, and now it is scheduled for demolition. I don't know when. That's very unfortunate. There are a lot of memories in that building, and I really wish they would keep it, but unfortunately it's not going to happen. This whole new area is being redeveloped into some massive sports complex. And instead of the Coliseum, they're going to tear that down. They're going to level that and they're going to build an outdoor soccer stadium for the USL Memphis 901 FC team that plays here in Memphis. They currently play downtown at Audubon Park. But it's going to be a sad day when that's gone. Every time I come back to Memphis, I swing by here just to see if it's still here. It still is, but I have a feeling that's not for much longer. This also shares a parking lot with the Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium. That's where the Liberty Bowl football games played every year. And also University of Memphis Tigers play there, all their home games. Yeah, a lot of memories there. My very first concert ever in the New Year's Eve, 1982 into 83. 38 Special with Cheap Trick opening. And Keith Sykes, actually a local act that was popular at the time. Keith Sykes, he opened the show. But yeah, a lot of memories. Wish it would stick around. But like most things, that's going to change too.
A lodge.
A lodge,
is what
yeah.
they call it. And you can go up to the very top and look out.
Memphis is also home to the world's largest Bass Pro Shop. It's actually fairly impressive. It sounds silly, but it's cool. There's I'm going to show you in a second here the inside of this place. It's got an entire lodge on the inside of it. Now this building that it's in is one of those venues I was referring to earlier that I said was built in the 90s. This is the Pyramid. It was built as a concert venue in the early 90s, and I saw several concerts here over the years as well. But it only lasted. It was not a great place to see a concert because the acoustics were terrible in there. Just didn't sound great. So it didn't last very long. Maybe 15, 20 years at the most. It had a life before they started renovating it and eventually turned it into this giant Bass Pro Shop. But yeah, this is, to put it in perspective, the size of the inside of this is basically a 20,000 seat arena on the inside. That's how big it is.
Gave all my change to you to throw in the family.
Now I know what to get everybody for Christmas. There's an elevator that'll take you all the way to the top of the pyramid to a lookout.
Shoppers, your next adventure is in the fishing section. Johnny Moore's Frozen Meat. Trusted.
This thing is massive. General store, time for fudge. It's always time for fudge.
A little case to put everything in. Spent many a day playing.
Oh, wow. These are huge. That fish is probably about 6 feet long. Man, that's huge. One over there, too. And she's making new friends. Yeah, he's easily 6 feet. Maybe a little bit more. Wow. Finally, I can get my latest issue of Varmint magazine. We had to get the full Southern experience and go to Bass Pro Shops. It's cool though. You should definitely check it out if you're in Memphis because it's officially the biggest in the world of the and all Bass Pro Shops are huge, but this is the biggest in the world because it sits in what used to be a full-size concert arena back there, the pyramid. But it's cool. That's interesting. That's only my second time in there. When did they open that? It's probably about 8-9 years ago, something like that. Yeah. So it's been open almost a decade. And but it's cool. It's neat. I grew up in this airport. First flight I ever took out of this airport was 1977, 78, something like that. She likes to squirrel. What can I say? Like I said.
Aloha!
She's done squirreling now. Every time I look behind me, she's
Okay.
gone.
You have to have your flight preparedness.
Mm-hmm.
I have my ID. I have my ticket. I'm not going to delay anyone else in the line.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone I know who doesn't have
Oh.
their stuff ready.
I got it in my pocket. It's very close.
My ticket.
Yep. Well, it's time to fly back to Orlando. Yep, time to go home. Gotta get some food first, and then head back to Orlando. We'll be there soon. And dinner, pre-flight dinner, right here. Dinner of Champions, and her favorite sauce of all time.
Now that we have landed safely in Orlando, that's going to bring us to the end of our latest trip. Thanks for joining us on this trek back to Memphis for a few days. Thanks for liking and subscribing, supporting the channel. We'll see you next time.